Maybe some next steps. If you want to consider a subdivision sub-district, you want to even talk about it, we're willing to do that with the subdivision at large in some way. That process has got a lot of steps to it and a number of votes. I don't hold that out as a solution. I just thought it was important that you knew about that one because that is faster. 3 weeks from now, we'll have a rate report. And I know you didn't want to hear tonight. Let's wait a little longer, but I'd really like to know what the rate commission is going to hand us, because if they hand us something different, it could make things worse or it could make things better than what we're talking.
But even if they hand you something good on the 13th, it's not going to happen for 3 weeks, correct?
If it's a tax proposal that has to be voted on, it's not going to happen for 3 years. I mean,
let's say worst case scenario, they hand you something that completely cuts out this aspect of it. What are options at that point? I mean, do we have to go start begging, knocking on doors, or obviously we have one other solution, and that's to make Pepper Tree Village the sub-district. But I really honestly don't think that would work either. It's just for fact of trying to have people pay an extra $1,300.
Well, and I think it's problematic because the folks that are way are going to be gone.
Going to be bought out, yeah.
Exactly.
And not part of, yeah.
We understand that, and there'd have to be some mechanism where those that are being bought out somehow pay their share of it. But I mean, still, 87 homeowners are going to have a hard time agreeing to that. We understand.
Well, just the simple economics of it, I don't think once they sell their house, even if they held on to it for 20 years down the road, you're not going to make what you put in. So we don't have any sales to bring to them, anything positive anyway. So
if all goes poorly with the rate process, I don't know that we have an answer for you tonight.
okay, so we'd have to go camp out on Jefferson City.
The stormwater grant program would be great to have help, but you got to have local matches. And typically where we see that work in St. Louis County is you have municipalities that are finding that local match because they have a stormwater tax of their own that they use to help fund some of that. So they're able to provide a local match, and then stormwater grant money goes together with the state and we build projects.
So we would need to go to our local.
In your case, are you unincorporated?
We're unincorporated here, so
So you have to go to the counties.
Right.
And solicit their help with the state stormwater grant program. Haven't talked to them really about that approach.
Well, have you talked to the county at all, or because in the meeting that we've gone to, it was like, well, we'll talk to the county too as
we did.
part of this.
When we talk about talking to the county, who is it we're talking to in the county? Because the county's big.
The Dooley?
Well, we talked to the public works folks.
Okay.
We got the information about their permitting. That was one of the things we wanted to know about when we talked. I think the county believes this is an MSD issue, and rightfully so. We believe it's an MSD issue too. So, it may be difficult for them to see their way clear to use any county money. We haven't gone to them and said, well, let's consider the worst case alternative.
In an MSD issue, in a sense, we're in the best position to handle it.
Right.
We handle stormwater management. It's not a county function. We're in the best position to handle it, but it's not part of the services we have in this area because you are not in a sub-district for taxes right now.
Yeah.
I guess my proposal would be that we stay in touch and then we wait 3 weeks. Let's see what that rate commission feeds back, and then we can discuss, further what, and we'd be glad to come back out.
Right.
We may ask you all to do that if that's okay.
Sure. Absolutely wouldn't be a problem.
Just to come out and give us an update on where we're going. Hopefully we'll all have smiles on our faces at that point, but.
Well, again, that's or anything of that nature, but when both you and Ron came and spoke, I think you certainly made your case and put a face with the issue for the Rate Commission.
Sure.
I know after that first meeting, they asked us a lot of questions, even after you left. You did, I think you got through it.
Right, and I know it's out of your hands. I mean, I just hope that they see the light as well, which...
I can tell you that we haven't gotten pushback on the need,
Right,
and that's a good thing.
right.
A lot of times when you're talking about rate increases, you're not sure whether they just really understand that there is a need, wastewater or stormwater.
It's hard to explain to people that, yeah, my friends that I try to explain to, that, you know, you don't have the funding and they don't believe it, and they're like...
Well, yeah, and, you know, you also look at MSD, and we've got a big budget focusing primarily on stormwater, and what people also don't understand is what money we do focus on stormwater is limited geographically. It's collected in a place and it's used in a place, you know, and so you probably understand MSD stormwater issues better than 99% of the people.
Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah.
Most people know that MSD is just something that they get a bill for, and for their sewer, and that's really...
Well, and you know, the other thing I've come to realize is everyone's probably pretty well aligned on what they expect from on the wastewater side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you use water, it gets dirty, you give it away, and it's gone.
Right.
Stormwater is entirely different. Every one of us has a different opinion about how serious a particular stormwater problem is. You have the extreme example, and everybody gets that, but a lot of people can't stand to have any ponding in their yard, and others wouldn't dream of busting their yard all up and taking a bunch of trees down and put a project in. Detention's a big deal for some, others don't have it. So it's a real mixed bag, stormwater. Which is why we tried to craft that enhanced service the way we did. We thought, well, we can take a shot at what everybody wants and put it on the ballot, but chances are we're not gonna hit the mark.
Can't please everybody else.
Will that answer any other questions? We will follow up. Should we follow up with you?
Yeah.
Sure.
Continue to do that?
Right.
We'll get a rate report from the Rate Commission by charter no later than August 13th.
Next Monday.
And I just want to say, for the storytelling based on what you're telling me, Ron, if I need to answer any questions when I come back out here, I will, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I did go through a lot of things with her. I talked with her a lot about the indentures and that meant she did on that a lot the second time around and took the interview in a different place than she was in the first time around. I'm questioning how it may turn out, but if there's anything, anybody has any issues with anything I say tonight, or anything along those lines, I will come back here and answer every question you have.
We will follow up. Should we follow up with you?
Yeah.
Sure.
Continue to do that?
Right.
We'll get a rate report from the Rate Commission by charter no later than August 13th.
Next Monday.